Hey YouTube, good morning. It's only us here from the Ivory Tower. Um, I started making a video yesterday, but my sister rang and so it cut the video off, and so I tried to pick up where I left off, but obviously I can't because this is all just like a mumbled ramble, and so I had to just drop it and post what I had. But really living well at the moment. Understand the importance of having dark, lonely, quiet nights to myself in the ivory tower, because at night, in the candlelight, in the black, I can really get into my root and sit within that root chakra and really do that kind of deep stability work that the black needs, and then live in the white energy during the day. So nighttime, really great, deep, relaxing meditation of going within. And then for the morning, on the rooftop, facing the sunshine like I always like to, and just breathing in that white light and letting it just wash through me, just allowing it to wash through. And so that's how I'm going to balance myself. It's literally through the day. So it's happening, like the balance is the balance that I'm getting within is starting to manifest itself in my outside world. My house looks clean and it looks nice, and it doesn't feel like the den of a junkie dying rock star. It's a nice house, so it's good. What else? I've got some work came in too, which is great. Now, I'm still got a bit of a block about this, but I'm working myself up towards sitting at the computer and getting on and getting it done. It's 10:30 in the morning and I've already had a full day. Me and Bobby got up at 7 or something. I had a shower and we were out for 7:30. No big walk this morning, but it was still nice to wake up early. And then I had a disco. I came back home, gave Bobby his breakfast. It was about 8 o'clock. 8:30 or something, and I was really so I put the disco music on and I was literally dancing in the house. I must have danced for about an hour or something, and I think that's dancing is another good way of raising your vibe. It's a good way of raising the vibe. So so I'm really being smart about myself these days, and really living in my good light energy during the day, and in the evening allowing myself to retreat within and process that, because if I don't have the opportunity to have those, I'm out of balance. So it's wonderful to know who you are and know what you need. It's all a good direction. Yesterday, no, I'm not going to tell you about that woman. There are no women. But yeah, that's about it really. Just maintaining this being at peace is a really, really wonderful way to live. Living simply. I'm getting closer and closer to the perfect day, because it's all about routine, right? It's all about what you do in the day, and so I'm getting closer to making a perfect day. The little pockets of things that I have during my day, the things that make me happy, the things that I like in my life, and so I just need to put them all together, all of them together into the perfect day. And don't force yourself, but I feel like I'm stepping towards it. I'm getting closer and closer to that. The other nice thing as well is I had the confidence to put my song on one of my songs on the channel, which is nice. It feels good to do that, because my songs are my songs and I just play them for me and I just write them for me, and I'm not because I'm not a performer. I am a performer, but I'm a bass player, so I'm not a singer. I don't have because the singer needs to have the voice as an instrument, and I may be vaguely able to sing in tune, but it's not a particularly nice experience. So I'm a bass player, but I do like to write songs. So it was nice to put one of the songs up yesterday to have that on there. Now, you might look at it and think, well, you might listen to it and think, well, that's not really a song. It's just one piece of a song, but that's how it works. You get that one piece, which is your song, the heart of your song, and then you take it to a band and play it with a band and play it big. It gets bigger because you play it with a band, and then you figure out how to move it, like the Beatles used to do. Like they used to have pieces that they would go into the studio and they would work out into full songs through live inspiration of that live music. I think one of the downfalls of the Beatles was that Paul McCartney was turning up, everything's prepared, like this is what we've got, this is how it is, this is how it goes. He even was playing drums, like he was playing everything at some point, like he went too far. But yeah, like I'd like to, like I need recording equipment. Like the thing I need more than anything is a computer. If I get a computer, I can start recording my music, and I can maybe start editing videos as well. Like, do I really need to? Like, does this need editing? Like, most likely, but I'm not going to get into that because that's like hours of nonsense. But at least I could stick 2 videos together. But yeah, like if I could start recording my music, and because like I don't know if you can hear it on the shamanic acoustic guitar, whether you can hear like how it would sound as a band, because I can hear it as the full song, you know. But I play a very simplified version of it like that. But I can hear it as the full song. I'll upload some more as well, like as time goes by, I'm sure. Like I'm never going to profess to be the world's greatest singer, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, listen to Bob Dylan, he's terrible, but I don't want to be that. Like it's not what I am. Like I'm like too old, and I don't want to be like a famous singer. I'm happy just to be a songwriter. I'm happy just to write songs. So if there is anybody out there who wants to record my song, like it's like standard licenses, isn't it? Like go for it. Like you know there's love there. You know it's a real resonating piece, and so feel free to pick it up and run with it and pay me. Because songwriting credit's the thing, right? Maybe I could be a songwriter as I move forward. Wouldn't it be nice to be like make money from doing something that you love? Like if I could just live this life and work on my songs and write my songs and get paid for that, like wow. But I guess there's a billion people out there who want to work in the creative arts like that. It's very, very competitive. Unless you shout, you're never going to be heard, and I'm not going to shout. I'm just going to be quiet, you know. Like songwriting is it's a spiritual thing. Like this is what a lot of musicians don't really understand. Like you look at the YouTube musicians and they're brilliant. There's that guy who plays the bass and he's fucking brilliant, slap 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 all over the place, but he's not really making any song. He's just pissing about. He's just wanking an instrument. And that's virtuoso crap, and that's boring. No one wants to hear you fucking play a double bass solo for 20 minutes. Like shoot me in the face. It's a rhythm instrument. Play the rhythm, dude. Keep it simple, stupid. But like yeah, and what they don't get is that like whilst you can have all that theory, when they take a song and they pull it apart and they're like, oh, like I like David Bennett piano. David Bennett, I absolutely love him. I love the way what he does, and he you know, he'll take a Beatles song and he'll say, oh, it's very clever because they use this mode and this mode and this mode. And he's right, it is. But they don't realise is that the songwriting is all about letting go of control. That's why they were all high on weed. It's all about letting go of control, or getting in the flow and allowing the song to channel through them. That's what they all say. Bob Dylan, Neil Young, look at them all. They all say it happened through them. And so you need to be loose as fuck to really write songs. Otherwise you're just doing it with your brain. And so when it comes through, when it channels through, you're like that, yeah, it's brilliant. And you can piece it all back and look at it and say, wow, that's brilliant, but that's not the way that the writer wrote it. Like John Lennon wasn't a brilliant musician in the slightest. He could just channel songs. He was a channeler. So this is something that I'm not going to profess to be at that level of songwriting, because songwriting it's like the most perfect hobby. It's for someone who's abstract and air, because you're creating something that doesn't exist. Like say for example a painter, adding colour, adding tone, adding, building it out. It's visual, it's right there. A song is only ever alive when it's played. And so like right now, like none of my songs exist, like then they don't really even exist. But if you pick up the guitar, it does exist. And so when you changing and switching things in something that's not even tangible, it's the most philosophical pastime there is. Like it really is. Like I love it. I've been songwriting now for maybe like 3 years. I started out writing children's songs, like because I think because of my light energy, it was all about writing like children's songs, but as I've got older and as I've matured and I've had emotional growth, I'm writing more adult songs as well. So we'll see how that progresses. I'm a firm believer that songs are mantras, like they get stuck in your head, and so there's a responsibility to provide good mantras, because if you wake up in the morning and you listen to all you need is love, and you walk around all day with that in your head, that's what you're creating, because thoughts, words and actions, and so like there's a real power in that, like, and the devil knows it too. That's why he takes music very, very seriously. But like, I always thought there was like a duty, if you're going to write mantras, to write positive mantras of love that really raise people's vibrations. But it always just came out as children's songs because they were all absolutely sweet. Like, I've just moved into writing more adult songs now, but there's still that element of like suffering. Because it's the pirate, right? It's the depressive, dying rock star in the chair, and so there's going to be that heavy emotion to it. Like, what I'd really like to be able to do eventually is to be write very, very emotional stuff that is positive, and that's like that's the real goal for me in terms of songwriting. Not that I'm like working on it, and it's all just a representation of me and myself. And so the more that I work on my inner self, the more that my songs will represent that. So long may it last, right? Like, all hail Songs to the Sea, because they're all about the sea. Like, all my songs are about the sea and sunshine and mountains, and I don't write love songs, I write songs about nature. Sun and the earth and the moon and the stars and the sea. So like the day is like ticking along slowly. It's a beautiful sunny day down here in Mallorca. I took the sun upstairs already, so feel that. I'm going to I'm going to make second coffee, I'm going to sit at the desk and I'm going to apply myself to this work slowly, quietly, and sit in my good energy, not get sucked into the dark energy. And it's going to do itself, it will write itself. And then when I go walk this afternoon, wow, I'm going to feel good for having taken care of this piece of the puzzle, because that perfect day that I talk about requires all the little things to be put together, and work is one of them. Have a shower is another. I had a shower today, brush your teeth, like so simple really for so many people to just have a very kind of self-loving routine. But it's like I actively build it from zero. I wonder whether I should just make a list of all the things. But then, like, I'm not one to be strict with myself, and so I wouldn't want to, like, whip myself with my inner adult. It's all about pleasing my inner child. But yeah, like continuing with the piece, and quiet and enjoying it and not needing anybody, and happy with myself and working on my self-love. Dancing in the mirror, facing yourself in the mirror and dancing is a good way to love yourself, because you're sexy. I'm sexy, and so I see myself and I'm like, oh yeah. And it's not like I'm like, it's a good way to love yourself, I think. So if like disco dancing all day long for me. The song of the day is Going Back to My Roots from Odyssey. You should Google this and stick it into YouTube. Going Back to My Roots. So that's anything by Nile Rodgers, really. Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards, like, pretty much rocks my socks. And what else? Always I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross, because of the absolute masterclass in rhythmic orchestration in the beginning and middle eight section. Fucking awesome. Anyway, like, could mumble about this forever, but if I had the computer, I could like record my bass tracks, because I've got I've written maybe 200 bass grooves, so I could start recording these and then also record my songs as well. But I just need that computer, because this piece of shit is like finished. So yeah, like, there's only one way I'm going to get that, and that's to do the work. And so if I apply myself today and do the work, then I will be able to afford the computer, and then I can start recording my songs. And that might be a thing that gets me through the winter, if I can really apply myself to my music and really work on building that. I'm going to need to collaborate with people. Maybe YouTube's a good place for collaboration, because there's good people on here, and I think there's a lot of producers out there who don't know how to write songs because they're not witches, quite frankly. And so I know that I'm in a special place in terms of that, and I'd like to work with producers, people who could hear the vision of my song and go, wow, I could really make this big, like we could work together. But I suppose it will be when it comes to me. I'll just have to hashtag my videos Songwriter and then maybe they'll find me. But yeah, like, keep boxing, everybody. Like, keep staying cool and staying fresh. I love you all very much. Like, thanks for anybody who's following. Like, it's good to meet you, and here's like a bucket of love in your face from me. So mwah.